Darren Bryce here again, and I'm going to be talking to you right now in this video about foreclosures and purchasing foreclosures, and in specific property condition issues and loan issues that have to do with purchasing a foreclosure property or a bank-owned or an REO. Those terms are kind of used jointly a lot. A lot of times banks don't want their properties to be called one thing or another. So just understand that typically when you're looking at properties that we term like foreclosed properties, they were foreclosed on and now they're sitting back with a lender, okay, or some holding firm, and those are up for resale. Now, that's not a normal seller. So there's a lot of unique problems that we have to deal with when we're dealing with foreclosures. So I'm not going to talk about the offer yet. That's going to be in another video. But I am going to talk about property condition issues that you have to be concerned with based on what type of loan you're accomplishing. Okay? So if you're doing an FHA loan, or you're doing a VA loan, or you're doing a conventional loan, you need to know when you walk in this property, how am I going to be able to buy this property with the loan program that I have? FHA has a lot of different requirements, but that being said, FHA has a 203K program where they allow improvements to be added into your loan amount. We just got to make sure that appraisal is going to support that after those improvements are done, and that's a pretty good option, but that's something we can investigate as we go. So when we look at the property, I take you out, I send you a list of properties that are, in pretty good condition or whatever, that are bank-owned properties. We're going to walk into these properties. We're going to look at them, and first of all, you're going to have to look at them from a perspective of appeal. Obviously, if you're going to live there, you're going to want a nice house. Don't choose one just because it's a great deal if you're going to live there. You got to like the kitchen. You got to like the bedrooms. You got to like it. Here in Colorado Springs, we have so many different kinds of properties. Tri-levels, bi-levels, split levels, ranchers with basements. You name it, we got it. I've seen a property that actually had 7 levels. Wow, you get your workout just doing the laundry. So you got to be careful when you're looking at these homes. If you're going to live in them, you want the house, okay? But if you're going to flip it and you're an investor, make sure that the property also has an appeal. So many investors that go, oh, this is a good cost per square foot house, I'm going to buy this. Then they turn around and try to market it, and every buyer that walks in the house says, oh, that's really stupid. The kitchen is set off over there by the garage. And, there's just a lot of issues to consider. Use me. I work with a lot of buyers. I know what they're looking for. I know in general terms what type of properties are going to be able to be resold. Another issue is if you're going to live there and you're going to walk into that house once that the deal is closed, and you're going to try to figure out, how do I make this home up to the living conditions that I'm happy with? Something that is not just necessarily paint or carpet, but what if a bathroom has tile falling off? You name it. We got to analyze the cost and where you're going to get the money. All right? So don't think that you get a great deal and that somehow we squeeze it through getting a loan, even if it's got a lot of work requirements, that you're going to be able to walk into that and that you're going to be able to estimate what it costs to do the repair work to make it your happy home. All right? Get some contractors. Get the inspector. There's a lot of things I can help you put together so that when you actually write an offer on the dotted line, you know what you're getting into. And then you're going to know the resellability down the road, because always remember, everybody thinks, I'm going to buy a home, I'm going to be in it 20 years. They don't do it. We don't do it. I don't do it. The average time somebody stays in a house is 5 years. Okay? So you do have to be concerned about the resellability. I know you're really excited about a 12-car garage. Maybe the next guy won't be. So let's look at all those things so that when we look at a property, we know that it's going to meet the minimum requirements of the loan conditions, or we're going to have a solution if it doesn't, because the banks aren't going to work on these houses 90% of the time. Sometimes they will, but most of the time they won't. How are we going to do an inspection? How are we going to get the utilities on to make your inspection come together and get the appraisal done? The FHA requires that all the utilities are on when they go inspect it. How am I going to handle that for you? I'm gonna. And you're going to be able to end up with a nice property that qualifies for your loan. So those are some of the issues you got to be concerned with if you're buying a home and you're getting a loan on it. Paying cash for the house, all bets are off. Most bets are off. I still want to talk about the resellability and the functionality of the house. Thanks for tuning in. Look for the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.